And hello there, everyone. Osage Orange here, and welcome to the inaugural episode of a series I'm calling Tree Talks Tech. This is going to be a series where I talk about technology as it relates to streaming and content creation. I aim to have these episodes be about 10 to 30 minutes in length, depending on content and what we're going to talk about. So today we're going to talk about mostly about the big rig right here. But I'm also going to show off the laptop a little bit. It's an Asus branded laptop for Republic of Gamers Strike X. We're going to talk a little bit more about this bad boy in another video, but basically this guy is my co-pilot in a way. It helps me monitor chat and lets me, of course, Google things while I've got them up on stream and watch for video content, video quality and all that sort of jazz. And so it acts secondly as my third screen presently. We'll talk more about this guy in a different video, I think, a little bit more in detail. We really want to focus here on this guy. This is, as I said, the big rig. It is my current system that I aim to replace sometime, hopefully in March-ish, maybe April, it'll all depend. I've heard rumors about the next generation of Intel i-Core processors, like the 10th gen coming out, sometime in March or April, something about that effect. So hopefully, knock on wood, yes, I have wooden floors. I'm a bad tree by having wood floors. Hopefully we'll be able to get that good stuff when it comes out. But for the moment, we're just going to talk about what we got right here. So this here is a Cooler Master HAF 912 case. It's designed for ATX, MATX, and I think maybe even IATX. I mean, whatever's the one smaller than MATX motherboards. It's got a number of features. We've got right here a space for other here on the side panel, then again here on top, and up front, right there in front of the hard drive bays, space for either a 200mm fan, or I think it's two 160mm fans. Don't have any. Then, of course, I think I've got right there at the bottom there, in between the hard drives and the PSU, space for it's like I think it's a 120. Or 140. I forget which. Maybe both. Yeah, it looks like it could do either 120 or 140 there. I'd have to go double check the manual. I'd have to root that out. Haha, tree joke. The front intake right there also has this option. You could see right there the button toward the top of the screen, so right above the indicator lights is for the LED. No, wait, correction. It's the fan. It's actually, that's the reset button. That is the one closest to us is the LED light, and that bad dude right there glows red. So associated color, orange by proxy. So anyway, in terms of this case, it's got 5 5.25 and 5 3.5-inch bays. Currently have 2 Western Digital 1 terabyte hard disks in there. Then up top, I got 2 different brands. I don't remember both of them right off the top of my head, but I've got 2 DVD drives. I've got a standard outlet fan right up top. As I indicated before, we got the bottom fan and then the side fans. Both of those are empty. Haven't really seen much need for additional ventilation. Of course, we got the back fan right there by the motherboard. So let's go ahead and get a little in closer. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the motherboard and the daughter cards, and we'll get to the PSU here in a bit. So, the motherboard I got is a gigabyte. Let me get a little bit better angle here. Is a gigabyte GA-Z or Z, depending on where you're from, 97X SLI motherboard. It's a full ATX MOBO. Then over here, for the processor underneath the fan, I'm not actually going to remove the fan because, you know, I'd have to repaste the thermal paste. It is an i5 4490K processor. So that guy it's a quad-core. Base speed is 3.5 gigahertz. I forget what the boost is off the top of my head, but I know it's got a fairly sexy boost. And that's nice. That's helpful with the streaming. One of the things I hope to do, and we'll discuss a little bit more about this here in a bit, is get a really fancy processor. Then right here, our first daughter board is a combination USB 2.0 and FireWire daughter card. I forget what the brand is on that card right there, but that's probably going to be going bye-bye when I do the rebuild. Then right below that is the graphics card. It is Gigabyte branded, but it's obviously going to be NVIDIA. It's a GTX 960. It's got 2 gigs of VRAM, overclocked speeds. Before I forget, I've got my Ballistics, 2 sticks, 8 gigs each of Ballistics RAM right here. Don't want to forget about that. Probably when I upgrade the RAM, do the system upgrade, I'll probably be doing a 16 gigs again. I might do, 4 6, not sure. But that'll all depend. Alright, so yeah, we've got a fairly sexy graphics card right there, and then right below it is, I also forget what brand is, I think it's Vantech, I think maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. Let's see. Yeah, I'd have to go take a look-see at it. But I do know that this is a 4-slot, this last daughter card right here in the PCI slot is a 4-port SATA RAID card. I'll probably be replacing that and replacing it with a PCIe one, depending on what I want to do. But yeah, and then of course we have down here at the very bottom is an I believe it's an 850, or at least what I recall is an 850 watt Kingwin modular PSU. And then this basically is the current setup. So the PSU down there and the case, these are the oldest components of my system, or at least this present system. They're about 8 or 9 years old, as I recall. And believe it or not, I believe it's the RAM and the GPU are the newest, in that order. I believe I got, a little bit ago, I got a new RAM, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. And then the next newest would be the 960 there. So yeah, this is a fairly tired system. There's that line in MIB2. It's a little hokey film, but people have probably seen it. But yeah, it's the line that J says to K once K's back into MIB is, K's car was old and busted, and J's car was new hotness. Well, this is still a pretty sexy machine, so it's not busted. It's just old and tired. That's a good way for me to think about this system. It's old and tired, and so I'm basically going to have to find a way to try and recycle a lot of this componentry when the time comes. So let's talk about what we want to have upgrade. Well, I'm going to try to upgrade, do a similar sized case. If I have to, I will go to a full size case. Most of the stuff in here is going to be recycled in some fashion. I know a few places where we can take electronics to be recycled where I live, or near to where I live. In terms of this guy, about the only things I plan on keeping that I know are definitive is at least one, if not both of these optical drives, because I've got quite a number of DVDs. I'm going to try to hold on to at least one of these guys, and if I manage to hold on to one, I'll try to get myself a case that, if I can, has two bays, two 5 1/4 inch, and have one of those bays, replace one of these guys, and get a new second drive and have that be Blu-ray. Then I'm also going to hold on to at least one. Let's see, the top drive here is the newer one, and the bottom one is an older HDD hard disk drive. If I'm not stumbling over my tongue, who's going to do it for me? But I do want to upgrade to an SSD for my OS drive. Like I said, the top drive is the newer drive. Actually, that is one of the newer things besides the RAM, actually. Can't believe I forgot about that. Department of Duh. And so, that way I can have, have that as an OS drive, and then have probably the newer drive serve as for, most of my programs and personal files and all that. And also get myself a 4 terabyte capture drive. That way, as I stream, I can record content directly to my PC instead of having to, download it from Twitch and save myself that trouble. And then, in terms of these guys, basically going to be getting like a 5511 motherboard and CPU. This is 1150 stuff for the processor and MOBO. So the RAM's going to have to be upgraded. So yeah, those three are going to definitely have to be upgraded. And I've been talking to some folks. Especially if you know Jester1147. He's definitely recommending a RTX 2080 graphics card, so definitely would recommend that. Probably be getting a similar size PSU, 700, somewhere in the 750 to 850 range, for a new graphics card, being PSU, so that I can power the graphics card and of course power the motherboard. And I have all the ancillary stuff. So, as critical as the CPU is, or the RAM, or the graphics, or the permanent storage, PSU is the thing that we most definitely need. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who has come out to this inaugural episode of Tree Talks About Tech. As I said, I hope to post these videos occasionally as needs require. Hopefully, in one of the upcoming episodes later this year, we'll be, of course, revealing the innards of the new system. So, yeah, please, guys, go ahead and remember to hit that subscribe button here for Osage Orange Gaming BTS. Remember to leave a like. And also remember to go over to the main YouTube channel, that's Osage Orange Gaming. Make sure to like stuff there and hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure to head on over to Twitter as well. That's twitter.com/OsageOrange01. And of course, the main party channel, which is twitch.tv/OsageOrange. Make sure to give a follow there. That way, when the time comes for the new system to be able to start broadcasting, you can see all the new fanchiness and the new power broadcasting from there. So I appreciate everybody who's come out, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Ta-ta for now.